सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। पठामि संस्कृतं नित्यं वदामि संस्कृतं सदा ध्यायामि संस्कृतं सम्यक् वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम्। Hari Om. So let us start with one Subhashita, very nice, interesting Subhashita. This is, let us chant. I will chant, repeat after me. Jivha pramanam janihi bhashane bhojane piva. Cha is there. Bhashane bhojane picha. अत्युक्तिरति भुक्तिश्च सत्यं प्राणापहारिणी. टुगेदर. जिह्वा प्रमाणं जानीहि भाषणे भोजनेऽपि च अत्युक्तिरति भुक्तिश्च सत्यं प्राणापहारिणी. What the poet is saying, he is finding one interesting fact about Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas. Some of us may know this, some of us may not know this. Jnanendriyas are the organs of perception. Eyes, ears, nose, that which perceives smell, then skin that perceives touch, and tongue. Right? 5 organs of perception. These are called as inlets, the organs through which the outside world is taken in. Then we also have 5 organs of action through which we perform the action outside. Hands, legs, and then the genitals, and then anus, and speech, the organ of speech. Now, the poet says here, in both organs of perception and organs of action, there is one thing which is common. What is that? Jivha. Jivha, tongue. Pramanam janihi. Janihi, you come to know, understand, you understand. Madhyam Purush Ekvachan. What should I understand? Jivha pramanam. That the tongue is the means. Pramanam, authoritative means. For what? Bhashane bhojane apicha. Bhashane, in speaking. Bhojane, and in eating, in tasting. Apicha, and also. In both these things, jivha, tongue, is the speech, is the pramana. And therefore what? Therefore be careful. What will happen? Ati uktihi. If you speak too much. Ati bhuktischa. Or if you eat too much. Satyam. Really, prana apaharini. Both will take your prana. Both will kill you. What? Talking too much and eating too much. So have control over your speech in both departments. When you take things inside also have control over speech. When you send things outside also have control over speech. That is what the verse is telling. I'm sure most of you got most of the words, right? So what is that? Jivha pramanam jani. Know that tongue is the right means. For what? Bhashane bhojane apicha. In speaking and eating, tasting. Ati uktihi, over speaking. Ati bhuktihi cha, and overeating. Satyam, really, prana apaharini, truly takes away one's life. Truly is actually here. Takes away one's life. That which takes away one's life. Satyam, prana apaharini. So, we have to be careful. Know that the tongue is the right means in speaking and eating. Over speaking and overeating truly takes away one's life. Therefore, use it well. Use your tongue well. The secret of health is this. You have control over your tongue. What do you mean, Vedji, control over your tongue? The secret of physical health is you have control over your eating. And secret of mental health is when you have control over your speech. You speak what needs to be spoken, where it needs to be spoken, how much needs to be spoken. That much only. In our Shastra it is said, Satyam vada, Priyam vada, Hitam vada, Mitam vada. Satyam vada, speak truth. But how? Priyam vada, speak it nicely. Not that I'm a straightforward person, I always speak truth. So what? You are an idiot. No, don't insult other people. Don't be harsh. That same truth can be spoken in a nice way. Satyam vada, Priyam vada. Speak that truth in a nice way which is beneficial. Third point, Hitam vada. Hitam means beneficial. And fourth important point is Mitam vada. Speak precisely, how much ever is required. Some of us have that habit, no? Somebody asks you, why you didn't come for class today? You know, Viji, what happened, yesterday night. So the story starts from yesterday night, what all things happened. And this happened, and then I ate late, and then I didn't sleep on time. Then morning, I didn't get up early. Then my mother gave me so much of work, or wife or husband or something happened. And then this happened, then that happened, then that happened, then that happened. And then you go on and on and on. After some time, the person asks again, but why you didn't come for class? Oh, that I forgot. So answer was, I forgot. But for that I forgot, you told so much. People who have habit of speaking a lot, nobody wants to listen. Haven't we seen all these things? Generally, person who does not comment, does not react, does not say much, when that person starts to talk, everybody listens. Why? Because the person is not going to waste his words. Don't waste your words on some stupid things and on some stupid people. Alright, so be careful, use your tongue well. Eating, I don't have to tell. Our entire life revolves around tongue. Most of our things that we eat are not good for stomach, but we eat because they are good for our tongue. So we know all these things, right? Doesn't have to tell more. So what is the point? Be careful of your jivha. Important indriya for both jnanendriya and karmendriya. Let us chant the verse again and then we will go forward. Jivha pramanam janihi bhashane bhojane picha atyuktirati bhuktischa satyam pranapaharini. Okay, chalo. All right, let us see. Let us revise what we saw in the last session. We started the topic of Visarga sandhi. Visarga sandhi is when Visarga is changing into something. That Visarga is what actually Repha is becoming Visarga. Kharavasanayor Visarjaniya. Right? Now that Visarga is changing into what? So last session we saw, general rule is, when that Visarga is followed by Khar. When that Visarga is followed by Khar means, we already said that before Visarga there will be one Swara. Some Swara will be there, no? We say Visarga is Aha, Aha, Ihi, Uhu. Some Swara is there. Any Swara, it doesn't matter. This rule is common for all Swaras. If that Visarga is followed by Khar, Khar means C1, C2, Sa, Sha, Sha. If it is followed by that, then Visarga will change to Sa. General rule. General rule. C1, C2 is what? Ka, cha, ta, ta, pa, kha, cha, tha, tha, pa. So, ka, kha, cha, cha, ta, tha, ta, tha, pa, pa. These 10 consonants, or sa, sha, sha. These Ushmanas. If it is followed, then Visarga will change to Sa. But there are some exceptions. What exceptions? Vashari. If it is followed by Sha, Sha, Sa, then it may remain Visarga. It may remain as Visarga. Please remember, it is exception to the law, but in usage, it is always remaining as Visarga. The kind of thing that we follow now, we always keep it as Visarga. The olden times, they used to use it, in both ways. But this remains as Visarga. Another exception, Kuppoh Kaf Paucha. Kuppoh Kaf Paucha. If it is followed by Ka, Kha, Pa, Pha, then it may become Jivhamuliya and Upadmaniya. Jivhamuliya and Upadmaniya. Jivhamuliya Ka, Kha, Upadmaniya Pa, Pha. Or it may remain Visarga. Again here, the one that we use is Visarga. So Visarga remains Visarga when that Visarga is followed by Ka, Kha, Pa, Pha, Sha, Sha, Sa. Sha, Sha, Sa. Ka, Kha, Pa, Pha. Before these 7 letters, Visarga remains Visarga. But when followed by remaining C1, C2, remaining C1, C2 means Cha, Cha, Ta, Tha, Ta, Tha. Then what happens? It changes to Sa. And further it may change to Sha or Sha depending on the Stoshtunashtuhu and Shtunashtuhu. Remember? This also we have seen. So, when Visarga followed by Ta, Tha, it remains Sa. That's it. Over. When Cha, Cha, it changes to Sa, further changes to Sha. Stoho Shtunashtuhu. If it is followed by Ta, Tha, it changes to Sa plus further changes to Sha. Shtunashtuhu. Done. Then what? If it is followed by Sa, Sha, Sha, then it may become Visarga or remain as Sa. Visarga becomes Sha. Stoho Shtunashtuhu. Visarga becomes Sha. Shtunashtuhu. But in this Sa, Sha, Sha, Visarga is what we use. The rule says it can be both, but we use Visarga. Similarly, for Ka, Kha, Pa, Pha, either Visarga or Jivhamuli and Upadmaniya, but we use Visarga. Clear? Yes, no? Yes. Alright, very good. So earlier we had seen that Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha wise also what happens to each one. Okay, I don't have to show that again. This much we must remember. Now this is for C1, C2 and Ushmana. Now before C1, C2 and Ushmana there are other letters. Swaras are there. Antasthas are there. Semi-vowels are there. Then C3, C4, C5, all these letters are also there. What happens when it is followed by that? What happens to the Visarga? That is the next sutra. Let us see this. Let us just once. Let us chant the sutras. I will chant, repeat after me. Visarjaniyasya saha. Visarjaniyasya saha. Vashari. Vashari. Kupvoh kaf paucha. Kupvoh kaf paucha. Alright, 3 important sutras. First one is telling it changes to Sa. Other 2 are telling that it may remain Visarga or it can become Sa, it can even become Sa or Jivhamuli Upadmaniya, but basically this, though it is optional, it is that option is taken and it remains as Visarga. Clear? Chalo. Next Visarga Sandhi we are seeing. Bahya Sandhi, Nitya Sandhi, Adesh Sandhi, all that remains same. Next, rather the most important sutra of Visarga Sandhi, Sasajuṣo ruhu. Please repeat. Sasajuṣo ruhu. Sasajuṣo ruhu. Sasajuṣo ruhu. Now what the sutra is telling? Sajuṣah ruhu. Padantasya sasya means that sakara which is at the end of pada. Sajush shabdasya cha ruhu syat. What is that sutra telling? Remember, we said that Repha is becoming Visarga. Correct? Correct? Now, in case that Visarga further becomes Sa also. Visarjaniyasya Sa. Remember previous sutra that we have seen? Visarjaniyasya Sa. Now what it is saying? That Sa may again become Ra. Vedji, it is again becoming Ra. Visarga is actually Ra only, no? Visarga is actually Ra only. So it may remain as Ra. Padantasya sasya sajush shabdasya cha ruhu syat. When? Actually the sutra is for everything, but because of the exceptions that will come later on, we have reduced it like this. What are these? Carefully note. Visarga is there in between. Okay. Before Visarga, what is there? Swara. Some swara has to be there, right? So what are the swaras which are possible here? Ich. Ich means instead of except all other swaras. Ayundrulu, keong, ayouch. No. So except a. Except a means a or a is not possible. All other swaras. Avyayanta a is an exception that we will see later. When avyaya comes which ends with a, that is an exception. But otherwise, normal rule is what? Ich. Ich means what? Every other swara other than a. So after ich, Visarga comes. After Visarga, what comes? Ash. What is Ash? Ash is all the other letters. Previously we said Khar. Khar means C1, C2 and Ushmana. Other than that, whatever is there, Swara, Antastha, C5, C4, C3, all other. Ash. See, starting from a up to sh. Ayun, Riluk, Eong, Ayouch, Swara. Hayavarat Lan. Hayavarat Lan is Antastha. Yamagananam, C5. Jabanya Gadadash, C4. Jabagadash, up to sh. Starting from a up to sh means what? Swara, Antastha, C5, C4, C3. When these letters are after Visarga, Visarga will change to Ra. Okay? If instead of Ash, Khar is there, then what is there before doesn't matter. That Visarga will change to Sa. Visarjaniyasya Sa. Already we have seen this. Now for remaining letters, Visarga changed to Repha. Actually it is happening for all. It doesn't matter, but because there are exceptions that are coming up, so where this rule remains, that is with ich. All the swaras other than a, and exception is there avyanta, that we will see. Right. So let us see the examples. When you see the examples, it will become clear. Munihi plus iti. Munihi plus iti. Muniriti. Muniriti. So Muni, E. Okay. Visarga, okay. E is swara, okay. It will change to Repha. Munir iti muniriti. Same way, Kavihi vadati, Kavir vadati. Kavir vadati. Now this you would have seen in so many places. Ayurnashyati Pashyatam Pratidinam. Ayurnashyati. How Ayurnashyati is coming? Ayuhu Nashyati. Ayurnashyati. Kavir Manishi Paribhu Swayambhuhu. Kavihi Manishi Kavir Manishi. From Ishavasya. So many places you would have seen this. If there is any other swara other than a, Visarga followed by swara or antastha or C5, C4, C3, majority of the letters, then what? Then it changes to ra. Repha, it changes to repha. Dhenuhu gacchati, dhenur gacchati. Dhenuhu cow, gacchati goes, cow goes, dhenur gacchati. Vishnuhu asti, Vishnu rasti. Vishnu rasti. Okay. One of the reasons why for some children, in the childhood, it is difficult to chant shlokas. Why? Because there will be a lot of ra. And there are some kids who can't say ra. In childhood, have you noticed? I was like that. My mother tells me that I used to say la instead of ra. I could not, because ra means you have to roll the tongue, no? Roll the tongue. But in our languages, ra is very important. Rather, to get rid of this problem of pronouncing ra, we should teach Sanskrit to children so that they become used to this ra. And I hope you know, Indians are known for their ra. Isn't it? In English also, most of the times that R is silent. How are you? How are you? That A is actually R. And therefore for Indians, how are you? R is very prominent, very clear, no confusion, nowhere else. Why? Because in our other languages, R is very prominent. We cannot not pronounce R. We cannot do that. It's very prominent for us. So R. And because of this sandhi rule, not that, I don't take it other way, not that because of this sandhi rule there is more ra. Because there are more ra, therefore he has found out this sandhi rule, okay? Language comes first. Rules are made later. Otherwise, everybody will start blaming Panini for everything. Because of you, he has just found out what is naturally available in the language, right? But we see that there is a lot of times that repha. And that's why this repha also comes many times. You must have seen this, no? This one. Which one? This one. This one. You must have noticed this, isn't it? This repha on top. This is actually half ra. Actually half ra. When that ra is followed by some swara, then it gets added ri, ra. But when not, then it goes on top. Consonant is there, it goes on top. But actually it is ra and it comes before. Dhenur gacchati. So though it is written like this, don't pronounce ga first and ra later. No, ra first, ga later. Why? Because ga is complete. No, ga has a associated with it. Doesn't matter what comes on top or bottom. That's not important. What is complete? That will come later. So half is repha. Therefore, pronunciation comes first. Dhenur gacchati. Dhenur ra gacchati. Not complete ra. Dhenur ra gacchati nahi. Dhenur gacchati. Dhenur half. So that is what repha. This is called as repha. 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 All right. So Dhenur gacchati. Vishnuhu asti. Taihi agatam. Taihi agatam. Tairagatam. South Indians, this is not taira. Taira is different. Buttermilk, that is different. This is taihi agatam. Tairagatam. Etaihi bhakshitam. Etair bhakshitam. Etaihi, by these, bhakshitam, eaten. Etair bhakshitam, eaten by them. So Repha is there, Ra is there. Now what is Avyayanta, A is there. Now let us see example of that also. The general rule does not apply for A. It is ich. Ich means all other swaras other than A. But suppose Avyaya, remember Avyaya? Long back, right at the beginning of the class, we saw all the Avyayas, indeclinables. Remember? Those which do not change according to Vibhakti, etc. If there is a Avyaya that ends with A and has Visarga after that, for example, Punaha, Prataha, etc., then for that also Ra will come. Punaha atra, Punaratra. Prataha namami, Pratar namami. Prataha bhajami, Pratar bhajami. Some of you may know those famous stotras are there, shlokas are there, no, written by Shankaracharya ji. Pratasmarami hridhi samsphuratmattatvam Satchit Sukham Paramahamsa Gatim Turiyam. Remember, there the other two verses are Pratar Bhajami, Pratar Namami, etc. So, Pratasmarami, what is happening? Pratasmarami, because Sa is there. Pratasmarami. Hridhi samsphuratmattatvam. Smarami, why it is Smarami? Before that, Pratar, Visarga is not becoming Sa. Visarga is not becoming Ra. Why? Because it doesn't come under this. Either Visarjaniyasya Saha will happen and you have to say two Sas are there, Pratasmarami, or it will remain Visarga. This is by Visarjaniyasya Saha, this is by Vashari. Remember previous. Pratasmarami, Sa, Sha, Sha. But Pratarnamami, Na is C5. Yeah, Bhajami, C4, all everywhere this sutra will apply. Okay? Please note, most of the people make this mistake. Okay? Most of, I am not saying all, make this mistake. Gurur Brahma. Gurur Vishnuhu. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu. Have you learned the shloka? Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guruhu Brahma. Gurur Brahma. Same sutra. U plus Visarga plus B. B is C3. Gurur Brahma. Guruhu Vishnuhu. Gurur Vishnuhu. Gurur Brahma. Gurur Vishnuhu. Gurur Devo. Same sutra. Gurur Devo. How that Devo becomes Vo, that you leave, that is next. But Guruhu Devaha, Gurur Devo. Maheshwaraha. Then what? The second line starts with Guru Sakshat. Guruhu Sakshat Parabrahma. Now what is the mistake that many people they do? Gurur Sakshat. Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma. Have you heard? You yourself also might have said like that. No. Why? Because see, we are simple people. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo. Everywhere else we are doing Gurur. Then here also we should do Gurur. No. Next word is Sa. Therefore these two sutra will apply. It will remain this. Visarjaniyasya Saha and Vashari. It will not become Ra. It will not become Ra. It is not Gurur Sakshat. Gurur Sakshat is wrong. Not possible. Guru Sakshat. Either it will become Sa or it will remain Visarga. Either it will become Sa, only Visarjaniyasya Sa is applied, or it will remain Visarga, Vashari. Generally, we keep it as Visarga and Guru Sakshat. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Rest there is no. Okay, so clear. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo, how it is coming? Because of Sasajuṣo. So now you can go and tell other people, no? Do you know how the Visarga is becoming Ra? I will tell you. What? Sasajuṣo. There is a Paniniya Sutra, because of which Visarga becomes Ra. You know when does it become Ra? When that Visarga is preceded by Ich and followed by Ash. Then that person will look at you and he will say, what is Ich? What is this? Don't worry, I will tell you. Ich means all the swaras other than A and A. There are Maheshwara Sutras. Ayun, Rilak, Evong, Ayoch. Out of that A you leave Ik. So Ich means what? I, U, Ril, Eo, Ayo. These are Ich. Followed by Ash. Ash means what, you know? Swara, Antastha, C5, C4, C3. Then what you have said, that person will not understand what is Antastha, what is C5, C4, C3, nothing. Then you start explaining. But now you know why that Visarga is becoming Ra. Whether you want to do all these things for other people or not, that's up to you. But Sasajuṣo, at least you should know how it is becoming. Okay. One of the beautiful practice method for Visarga Sandhi is Vishnu Sahasranama. Because Vishnu's many names will end with Visarga, no? And when it comes in the form of verses, that Visarga will undergo change. Vishwam Vishnur Vashatkara. Vishnur Vashatkara, you see, second and third word itself, Vishnuhu Vashatkara, Vishnur Vashatkara. Sasajuṣo. Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu, Bhutakrit Bhuta Bhutbhava, Bhutatma Bhutabhava, Paramatma. Then when you come down, there will be some other sutras also will be there. We will take also one or two slokas to understand how all these things are happening. Sarva Sharva Shiva Sthanur, Bhutadir Nidravyaha. All sutras are there. Sarva Sharva Shiva Sthanur Bhutadir Nidhi Avyaha. All the sutras you will see how they are working. Visarjaniyasya, Vashari, Kupvoh Kapaucha, all the sutras you will be able to see. Right, that we will see later. The point is Visarga becomes Ra. This actually is the general sutra, common sutra. There are exceptions. So note, actually the sutra is for all Visargas, Ach plus Visarga, but because there are so many other exceptions which will come, therefore we have reduced it to Ich and Avyayanta. What happens when A comes before Visarga? What happens when A comes before Visarga? Now rest of the sutras are telling about that only. Also, if you notice, for Ich, for all other swaras, Visarga Sandhi is over. What do you mean? If Ich plus Visarga is followed by Ash, it is changing to Ra. If it is followed by Khar, it is changing to Sa. Over. Topic is closed. Only two possibilities are there, na? Ash or Khar. All the Vyanjanas are divided into these two only. Ash means what? Swara Antastha C5, C4, C3. Khar means what? Remaining C2, C1 and Ushmana. Over. All consonants have come. All vowels have already come. So then, for each, before Visarga, if there is any other swara other than A or A, Visarga Sandhi is over. Only two main sutras are there, Visarjaniyasya Saha and Sasajuṣo Ruhu. Visarga will change to Sa or Visarga will change to Ra. And then we have seen the exceptions, Vashari, Kuppoh, Kappaucha. That's fine. But the Visarga Sandhi sutras are over for each. Now what? Now only for A and A. If before Visarga A or A is there, what will happen? Vedji, why have they separate? Because most of the times it is A or A. What to do? Most shabdas are akaranta shabdas and their plural will become akaranta. Devaha, devo, devaha, ramaha, ramo, ramaha, krishna, krishno, krishnaha. Most of the words are like that. Therefore, separate sutras are there. Let us see. Before that, one exception. Among what we have seen, there is one exception. What is that? Very interesting sutra. Rori. 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 In the slang, no? In Hindi, etc. Don't go to the actual heartland of Hindi, which is Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, etc. Don't go there. But if you come down, little down, Maharashtra, etc. In Mumbai, if you go, Rori. Ye ladki Rori. What is Rori? Ro rahi hai. Why to say such a long thing? Na? Ro rahi hai. Tu kyun Rori? Main to nahi Rori. Rori, Rori. What is Rori? Rori. Rah, ri pare. What? Rephasya, rephe pare, lopah syat. When ra is followed by ra, then first ra's lopa happens. Huh? That is the sutra. What actually it is same as before. What that Sasajuṣo was telling was that Visarga will change to ra. But if that Visarga which has changed to ra is followed by another ra, it will not remain two ra's. One ra will get dropped. Okay. Ra is part of antastha. Hayavarat. Remember, yavarala. So the sutra tells what? If in Sasajuṣo the next word is starting with ra, then please do not convert the previous one into ra only. You have lopa. Therefore, actually this is not adesha sandhi, this is lopa sandhi. Mistake is there. This is Visarga sandhi, Bahi sandhi, Nitya sandhi is okay. Adesha is not there. Lopa is happening. Let us see what is the one more sutra. Rori and Dhralope Purvasya Dirgona. What is happening? Two things are happening. Let me explain first. Please repeat first. Rori. Rori. What is the sutra telling? Ra. Means what? When ra is followed by ra, then first ra is dropped. But when that first ra is dropped, how do you know that there was a ra before? See, lopa has a problem. Now, lopa, what did we say? Lopa, adarshanam lopaha. That's what we have seen. Lopa means it is not seen. It is not actually dropped, it is not seen. How do you know it is dropped? One way is because the next sutra will apply. What is that? Dhralope purvasya dirghonaha. Please repeat. Dhralope purvasya dirghonaha. Dhralope purvasya dirghonaha. What the sutra says is Dhralope. Dha rephayoho lopa nimittayoho purvasya anaha dirghasyat. What is the sutra is telling is, let me tell. Visarga has become sa. Ra. By Sasajuṣo ruhu, Visarga has become ra. Correct? Before this Visarga, there is ich. There is some vowel other than a. Now what the sutra says is, if it is followed by another ra, then this ra will get dropped. But when this ra gets dropped, previous swara becomes dirgha. Previous swara becomes dirgha. Dhralope. The sutra is actually for dha and ra. But right now we are not dealing with dha. So that's okay. We don't have to worry. When ra lope, when ra has lopa, like here, purvasya anaha, of the previous swaras, dirgha syat. It becomes dirgha. So by looking at that dirgha, you know that there is some lopa that has happened. Let us see the example, then you will understand. Kavihi rachayati. Kavihi rachayati. Ideally, kavir rachayati. But two ra's back to back, difficult to pronounce also. Kavir rachayati, very difficult to pronounce. So what happens? That ra drops by this sutra, rori. So kavi rachayati. But it doesn't stop there. Why? Because the moment ra is dropped, immediately dhralope purvasya dirghona comes, and this v which is rasva becomes dirgha. Kavi rachayati. Kavi rachayati. Very important sutra. Don't think that this kavi is dirgha because there is dvivachana. Kavihi kavi kavayaha. No, it is not because of dvivachana that it has become dirgha. It is because there is that visarga which is dropped. It is because the visarga is dropped. Okay, many people make mistakes in this. Okay, very rarely it comes. I'm not saying that it comes very often. It comes rarely, but when it comes, it should be sharp. Why? Because this happens very rarely. Ra plus ra happens rarely. But when it happens, remember, first ra gets dropped and previous swara becomes dirgha. Another example, pashuhu ratati, pashur ratati, pashu ratati, pashu ratati. I have given you entire steps. Pashuhu ratati becomes pashur ratati because of Sasajuṣo ruhu. Then it becomes pashu ratati because of rori, and then it becomes pashu ratati because of dhralope purvasya dirghonaha. Okay? Alright. Very famous word. Antah rashtriyah. Rashtriya, okay. Antar rashtriya, antarashtriya. Actually, in Sanskrit, there is no word called antarashtriya. There is no such word. What is antarashtriya? International. Between two nations. Remember? Between two nations. Nations versus nations. International. That antah means between. Rashtriya, nations. Antarashtriya, antarashtriya. But actually, this is not international. This is intranational. What is intranational? Within the nation, between the states. That is also meaning of antah. No, antah means inside also. Either it is between two nations or between different states of the same nation. The point is, Visarga doesn't become ra and stops there. Visarga that has become ra is dropped and the previous one has become dirgha, antarashtriya. Sanskrit says antarashtriya. In your local languages, Hindi, etc., it can become antarashtriya. There is no problem. But in Sanskrit, it does not become. It becomes antarashtriya. Okay, so this is an exception. General rule is Sasajuṣo ruhu. Special case is when ra is followed by ra. Then that first ra is dropped and then swara before that becomes dirgha. If it is already dirgha, don't make it further anything. If it is already dirgha is there, na? So kavihi, rasva, I, u, a, okay. One more thing. Why this akara has become akara? Because it is avyayanta. Though it is antah is avyaya, no? Antah means inside. Therefore, the rule has applied. This is not general rule for a. Right? So, this is what happens. Punah, another avyaya. Punah ramate, punaramate. Punaramate is actually punah ramate. Clear? A has become a. Dhralope purvasya dirghona. So, Sasajuṣo ruhu and rori, these are exceptions. Now what? Now next, let us see. Interesting sutra. Atoro raplutad aplute. Atoro raplutad aplute. What is the sutra telling? Please repeat. Atoro raplutad aplute. Atoro raplutad aplute. Atoro raplutad aplute. Atah. At means a. Only a. Remember? At. Only a. Aplutat atah. That which is not pluta. Forget about pluta, etc. Not remember. Parasya roho. Of the next ra. Uhu syat. Aplute atipare. What is said? When at is followed by visarga and it is followed by at, then that visarga will change to u. Remember what all things can happen to visarga? Only 5 things can happen to Visarga. Changes, 5 changes. Visarga can remain Visarga, but what are the 5 changes? Sa, Ra, U, Ya and Lopa. Sa and Ra we have seen. Visarjaniyasya Saha and Sasajuṣo Ruhu. If it remains Visarga, Va, Shari, Kuppoh, Kafpaucha, that is also over. But when does it become U? This is the sutra. Atoro raplutad aplute. What? When does it become? When before Visarga and after Visarga, A only is there. A is there before Visarga. So, Aha plus A. When this happens, when will it happen? When the previous word is ending with Aha, Devaha, Ramaha, Krishnaha, Janaha, etc. And the next word is starting with Raswa A. Then what will happen? U, Visarga will change to U. Visarga will change to U. But A is already there. So when A and U comes, what happens? A plus U is equal to what? Ved, how will we know A plus U is equal to what? This is not mathematics. 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. Why are you asking us? Because this is something that we have already seen. Ach sandhi, A plus U is equal to O. Very good. A plus U is equal to O. What sandhi is this? Guna sandhi. Ad gunaha. Ad gunaha. When A is followed by U, then answer is O. Over? No. When the previous word is ending with O, next word is starting with A, then what? Then one more ach sandhi sutra will happen, and then this A will be dropped, and instead of this A, avagraha chinna will come. Correct? Correct? What is the sutra? Engaf padanta dati. Padanta tengat, padanta A and O, followed by at, atipare, akarasalopaha. Right? So finally what is going to happen for this? Visarga will change to U, it will get added to A as O, next A will become avagraha. That is what will happen. When before Visarga also there is A, after Visarga also there is A. That is what will happen. Let us see examples. Ramaha api, Rama u api, atoro raplutad aplute, Ramo api, adgunaha, A plus U becomes O, Ramopi, engaf padantadati. Correct? Clear? Is this understood? Ramaha api, Visarga changes to U by atoro raplutad aplude. Then Ramo plus api, A plus U becomes O by adgunaha, and then O followed by next A, then that A is dropped and avagraha chinna comes, engaf padantadati. As a practice, this is how we should write all the steps. While doing the sandhi, while joining also and while separating also. You separate something, you write in bracket by which sutra have you separated. If you are joining something, write in bracket why, by which sutra you are doing it. Then you will understand how the system works. Right? Another one more class will be there to complete the sandhi. Then we are going to spend 1, 2 or maybe more classes on understanding. Going through first chapter, second chapter, etc. and deciphering every single word and how it is sandhi is separated, etc. We are going to write it like this. Separate the words, write in bracket by which sutra. There will be many sutras which will apply. Suppose Ramopi is given to you. Then first you have to separate it as Ramo plus Api by ing of Padantadati. Then you have to separate it by Rama U Api by Adgunaha. And then you have to say Ramaha Api by Atoro Raplutadaplute. So to make this into this, see, this is the original thing, but this is how it will be used in a sentence or in a verse. So when Ramopi comes, we have to remember what all sutras are there. Atoro Raplutadaplute, Adgunaha, ing of Padantadati. All these to these sutras have applied. And then the final thing has come. Right? Same way. Now I am not writing the sutras, but all those sutras are still working. Arjunaha atati. Arjuna is going, is roaming. Arjuna u atati. Visarga changes to u. Atoro Raplutadaplute. That u gets joined with a. Arjuno atati. Adgunaha. Next a is dropped and avagraha comes. Arjuno atati. Arjuno atati. What is that? Ing of Padantadati. Getting it? Arjuna atati. Arjuna u atati. Arjuno atati. Arjuno atati. Arjuno atati. Next one. Krishna asti. Krishna asti. Krishna u asti. Atoro Raplutadaplute. Krishno asti. Adgunaha. Krishno asti. Ing of Padantadati. Krishna u, Krishno, Krishnosti. Ajaha avyayaha. When lots of Visheshanas are given, many times you will see avagraha. So many times avagraha is coming. How? Because of all these things. Ajaha, unborn. Avyayaha, imperishable. Ajaha plus avyayaha. Aja u avyayaha. Atoro Raplutadaplute. Ajo avyayaha. Adgunaha. Ajovyayaha. Ajovyayaha, ing of Padantadati. Our Puja Gurudev's first two names out of 108 names is this. Om Ajaya Namaha, Om Avyaya Namaha. So when that Chinmaya Namamrita Stotra is there, composed by Guruji, where all the names are put in Pratama Vibhakti. Ajovyayo Vinashi cha, Tatha Prameyo, etc., etc. It goes like that. Ajovyayo Vinashi cha. How is that Ajovyayo Vinashi cha is happening? Ajaha, Avyayaha, and Avinashi. Everywhere Ajovyayo Vinashi. Avyayaha. Not Avyayam, Avyayaha. Because I am talking about Atma. Atma is Pullinga Shabda. Avyayam it will become when it is Napumsakalinga. Indeclinable is called as Avyayam. But Avyaya is adjective, no? So adjective will get its gender according to the noun. Whatever is the gender of the noun, according to that. I hope you are getting. Avyayaha Atma. Avyayam Brahma. Correct. Why? Because Brahma Shabda is Napumsakalingi Shabda. Brahma. Therefore, it is not becoming Brahma. It is Brahma. Nakarant Napumsakalinga. Right? So, Ajaha Avyayaha Ajovyayaha. Right. Clear? Clear? One more sutra by which it becomes U. We will complete this and then we will stop. Very small sutra. Please repeat. Hashicha. Hashicha. Very simple. Hashicha means what? You use the previous sutra to say that if before Visarga A is there and after Visarga A is there, then Visarga will become U. Now this sutra says Hashicha. If after Visarga Hash is there, then also Tatha. Same way. Hashi parecha roho u syat. So At followed by Visarga followed by Hash. What is Hash? Hash. Remember that Ash was there? Sasajuṣo ruhu. Swara, Antastha, C5, C4, C3. Remember that was there? Remove swaras from there. All other things are Hash. Ayundrila, Keong, Ayouch. Swaras are not taken. Remaining. So if A followed by Visarga is followed by Hash, then also that Visarga will change to U. Example, Balah hasati, Bala U hasati, Balo hasati, Adgunaha over. Eng of Padantadati will not work. Why? Because Eng of Padantadati is only when the next word is starting with A. Here it is starting with consonant. That is not happening. Balo hasati. Balo hasati. In Bhagavad Gita, many times Suryo, Devo will come. But when we break it, we say Suryaha, Devaha. How? It is by this sutra. It is by this sutra. Mrigaha dhavati. Deer, animal deer is dhavati, is running. Mriga u dhavati. By this sutra, mriga u dhavati, mrigo dhavati by adguna. So remember, Visarga is becoming U by two sutras. One previous sutra, Atoro Rapludat Aplute. Second sutra, Hashicha. So here Visarga is becoming U. Did I make a mistake? This is not A, this is U. This is not A, this is U. Bala hasati, Bala U hasati, Balo hasati. Similarly, Mriga dhavati, Mriga U dhavati, Mrigo dhavati. Now this U is because of what? Because of Hashicha. And then A plus U becomes O because of Adguna, that we already know. So Visarga is becoming U by two sutras, Atoro Raplutad Aplute and Hashicha. Alright, next also. Example, Gajaha Gachati. Elephant is going. Gaja U Gachati, Gajo Gachati. Ramaha Khelati. Ramaha Khelati. What will happen? Rama U Khelati. Ramo Khelati. Correct? Correct? No, it is not correct. It is not correct. Why it is not correct? Because Kha is C2. This will not happen. This will not happen. What will happen? It will change to Sa, and then that Sa will change again to Visarga or Jivva Mulya. So answer will be Rama Khelati or Rama Khelati. Please understand, only Hash is said, not for Khar. Khar only still same rule is applicable. Ramah Kha Kha Ka Kha Cha Cha Ta Tha Ta Tha Pa Pha Sa Sha Sha. Remember last session? That is what will happen. Will change to Visarga will change to Sa. Sa will change either to Visarga or Jiva Mulya. By which sutra? Kupvoh Kaf Paucha. Kupvoh Kaf Paucha. How Kupvoh Kaf Paucha? Ka Kha comes there. Please remember. Please remember what is happening. Visarga becomes Sa. Visarga becomes Sa. When? C1, C2, Sa, Sha, Sha. Or it may remain as Visarga also. Visarga becomes Ra. When? When before is Ich and after is Ash. Visarga becomes U. When? When before is A and after is A or Hash. A Atoro Rapludada Plute. Hash Hashicha. Please understand whatever we have studied so far. When does Visarga become Sa or remains as Visarga? When does it become Repha? When does it become U? Okay, in the next session, which will be the last session for Visarga Sandhi, we will see when does it become ya or when lopa happens. Both the things we will see. Already we have seen one lopa, rori, where ra plus ra, that ra was lopa. One lopa sutra we have seen, but remaining we have not yet seen, which we will see in the next session. Please remember, this is not happening because khelati is C2. It is not part of hush. Okay. Luckily for us, there will be less occasions of making sandhi. More occasions will be of splitting sandhi. So sandhi is already there. Somebody great person has already done the sandhi and used their brain. Now we have to only separate. If we have to make sandhi, then very difficult. Very difficult means it needs more practice. It needs more time. You need to spend time with what we have learned and keep on using it. Every time that we read something, keep on applying your knowledge, then it will happen. It takes time. That's okay. It will happen slowly, it will happen. Alright, sufficient for today. We will continue next session. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om.